welcome back to the channel. I'm going to get set up here in a few minutes and show you a few things on the GT350. I'm also going to switch over my microphone so hopefully you can hear me a little bit better. And with the cameras we have here today, I have the GoPro, so I'll get as much detail as I can from the suspension and the undercarriage of the car.
That's better. If you are new to the channel, again, thank you for joining us, and I'm going to introduce you to the three cars that we have brought to the channel so far. The first vehicle we introduced was the 2017 Ford Mustang Shelby GT350, which we'll be focusing on in this video. The second car we featured, which we do consider to be the all-star of the garage, is the 2012 Ford Mustang Boss 302 Track Ready Edition. We are really excited to take this car to as many racetracks as we can and really improve our times and really get to know the car just as we've built it so far. And of course, beauty. Our 2002 Ford F-150 tow truck, an underappreciated vehicle in the entire garage. To more of the Boss 302 as the channel progresses, but today I want to focus on the Shelby GT350. This car is really a multi-purpose vehicle for the garage. It's something we can drive to the beach, we can go on a cruise with, we can take to the track, we can drive on the street. Really, it's a great multi-purpose vehicle. As you can see, we upgraded the air filter to the Ford Performance air filter. We've got the Ford Performance oil air separators on there. We have the Shelby camber plates. And as you can see, as we're moving along the car, we wanted to keep the lightning blue theme going through the engine. Tried to keep it tasteful. That's all subjective really if you like the look of it or not. But we didn't want to go too crazy with the blue, but we thought some of the highlights would look really good. Working our way down to the suspension, we did try and stay with Ford Performance parts. We have the Ford Performance lowering springs, and you're actually going to see in just a minute here, it dropped the car down about almost an inch, and we began to scrape our poor Anderson Composites carbon fiber R front splitter. It became destroyed. But like I said, we use it on the street, we use it at the track. The car is going to get used, the car is going to get damaged, unfortunately, as much as we try and take care of it. When you use these vehicles and you take them to the track, they do have some wear and tear. Now regarding the power upgrades, we did go with the Cook's green catted competition exhaust system. Combined with E85, that got us right to around 610 crank horsepower, which brought us to 521 rear wheel horsepower. The car has a lot of kick, well, as we know with this car in the higher RPMs. Moving to the rear of the car, obviously we have the Ford 1-inch performance lowering springs. We didn't get a chance to get to the sway bars, end links, toe links, or anything like that. Just keep moving to the rear of the car. We do have the Anderson Composites Track Pack carbon fiber wing with optional gurney flap. We were thinking of doing a taller wing for this car, but after the wide body was put on, we really felt that this was the proper wing, or airfoil, for the car. To accompany the front, we have the Anderson Composites R front splitter. The big mistake with putting this splitter on is how easily it gets damaged. Even with all the protection we had for the front splitter, the slight drop with the Ford Performance lowering springs really put this thing in danger. As you saw before, it was completely scratched up underneath. However, the top still looks pretty good. Now the tires were a big decision because we knew this had to be a multi-purpose vehicle, driven on the street and driven on the track. We stayed with the Super Sports for general driving. We do have Cup 2s for this. Here we're looking at the 295s in front, and again, they are Super Sports. They're not quite sticky enough for the track. They're decent, but really this car needs at least a Cup 2 to really shine on the track and really make best use of its suspension. We also have the 20-inch Forge Line wheels, and those are 11-inch wide up front. They can accompany a 305 series tire. Now looking at the rear, we do have the 335 series Michelin Super Sport tires in the rear. They can accompany a 345 series Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2. And the most important part, the wide body. How did we get to this point? Why did we get to this point? We had an opportunity to work with Anderson Composites on a prototype rear wide body for the GT350. And actually, these are the wide body panels from their Mustang GT kit. However, we decided to customize them for the GT350. Now this is a completely custom wide body. There are no bolts or formulaic patterns to this. This had to be custom cut, designed, as again, we were kind of working with a prototype. And that's really how this build came to be, is we were at the right place at the right time to work with the right people and we decided to go ahead and work with this car and see how we could get it to look with the rear wide body. We did not do anything to the front. Obviously, Ford had already widened the front track of this car, so we tried to accompany it with the wide body the best we could. Some people like it, some people don't. However, it did help performance on track. So there it is, our 17 GT350 wide body. We wanted to keep it tasteful. We didn't want to go overboard because a lot of the times when you go overboard, you start putting too much horsepower. Really, it becomes useless on the track. So we wanted to keep usable horsepower in the car. We wanted to keep it reliable and cool. And the big news is we have sold our 17 GT350 wide body. That's right, it is sold. This car was never intended to stay in our garage. As this car was meant to be a prototype, we knew that with the experimentation, we weren't sure if we wanted to keep it in the garage or not. And we knew that if we found a buyer that really fell in love with it and they knew it was meant for them, then we would get rid of the car. As I stated earlier, this car was built with a multi-purpose function in mind. We knew we wanted to drive it on the street. We knew we wanted to take it to Sunday morning cars and coffee, car shows. We also knew we wanted to take it on the track. And it had to be reliable, and it had to be on the track whenever we wanted it to be on the track. And it did its job. We didn't have one problem with maintenance. We didn't have any issues with the car whatsoever. It stayed probably around 189 to 190 while we were racing it. Yes, it stayed that cool. The upgraded thermostat also helped a lot. This car was absolutely fantastic. This car was fast, reliable, and a lot of fun. I can tell you right now, this is one of the most fun cars I have driven on track.
This is my last time in this car.
You want me to just pull it out to the parking lot?
Yeah, I'm gonna have you pull it out there. I just wanted to watch you do this.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, of course. The valves open really quick because of the sudden pressure, and then it gets quiet really quick.
So it's the same thing on the red eye.
Oh, okay. Does it? I don't.
It does exactly the same thing. It's loud, and then it shuts after about.
Now I flip it up, brings up the menu again. Flip it back, normal.
So 3. Okay, and it just shows it up there.
It's
either sport
or normal.
or normal.
Now there is, when you click mode here.
The first mode comes up. It shows the display.
Exactly. This mode will show the display, and it'll show you track, drag, weather. You click it up once to bring up the menu, and then again to switch the exhaust.
That opens.
Good job.
It says what?
It says exhaust mode sport.
Sport. Now you do it again.
Now flip it up, which brings up the menu. Flip it up again, back to normal. So it's basically 2 flips.
That works good.
Okay. Yeah, it's not obnoxious at all. And if you drive around in quiet mode, you don't even, it's very pleasant actually. This is my last time with my hands on the steering wheel of H1859, our 17 GT350 wide body, the Anderson composite prototype. Oh no. But you know what? It's going to a great home. John is an amazing guy. He's got an original 70 GT350 he's going to park this next to, so we are so happy for him. It was built to sell. We weren't meant to keep it. We didn't plan on keeping it when we built it, so this is just, we knew this day was coming and just can't believe it's already here. But goodbye. We had great memories. You tracked well, and we love you, and you will enjoy your new home. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to cry. Love you. Good luck. Our 17 GT350 wide body is going to a new home, but John loves this car, and we are so happy that he does. We built it to sell. We weren't going to keep it forever. We knew that this car was going to be short-lived in our garage, and we enjoyed building it. We loved racing it. It was fantastic. Oh my gosh. And what I'm going to miss most is the Cook's Green Catted comp system on this car at high RPM. When you're racing above 7,000, sounds like a Ferrari. It sounds amazing. Really gonna miss this car. All right, so sad to see it go. We miss these Forge Line wheels. Painted black there, satin right here. Oh, gorgeous.